Hey, replay viewers, thanks for watching. If this is your first time watching, make sure to drop in below. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know where you're watching in from so I can come back and say hello. I love meeting new people on here, and if you are a regular visitor of mine and enjoy my Facebook videos, make sure to click that heart button, make sure to share it. Hopefully this is beneficial for you. This is going to be a super important topic. Today we're going to talk about the MTHFR gene. Sounds like the mother effer gene, but I'm not going to be swearing at you guys today. Although it is a mother effing gene, man. It's a mother effing genetic mutation defect that is causing a lot of health issues in a lot of people, and a lot of people have no idea what this is and what it's impacting in your life. So if you struggle with, let's say, low energy, lack of focus, maybe addiction issues, anxiety, depression, neurological dysfunction, heart disease, chronic inflammation, cancer, fertility issues, what else? So much, just to name a few, right? That's a lot of stuff, right? Glucose intolerance, weight gain, or inability to lose weight. It could all be related to this mother effing gene, the mother effer, the MTHFR gene. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to briefly summarize what the mother effer, the MTHFR gene is, the methylation cycle. This is a pretty complicated topic, so I'm going to do my best to simplify it the best I can. So for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Jessica Klanik. I am a registered nurse, and I am a functional health coach. I have my own small business. I'm a wife and a mom, and I am the creator of Kitchen Cures. It is my Facebook group. Cures is with a K. So if you're not a member of that group, make sure to join. Click to join. I'll have the link above if it's not up there already. I forgot if I put it there or not. So in that group, I share a ton of information on things like this, health related, how to optimize your health, how to live a healthier, less toxic lifestyle, how to look at really get to the root of your health issues, and how to use more natural remedies first, maybe if it applies to dealing with your health issues. So we talk a lot about that. There's a lot of great people in that group, a lot of other nurses, nurse practitioners, functional health practitioners, and health coaches, all kinds of good people in there, and just a lot of well-researched people on this journey to live healthier lifestyles. So anyways, make sure to click and join that group. So again, thanks for watching, you guys. Today we are talking about the MTHFR gene and how important it is to know what your status is on this. So if you guys are not familiar with this, it's going to be a great video for you. Some of you guys probably are experts on this topic because you have this genetic mutation, you've really dug into it and have been researching it and really working on ways to optimize your health in spite of having this problem, okay, or having this issue. So what is MTHFR? So what is the methylation cycle? Basically, there's a good chance you probably have this. You know why? Because I think it's up to about 40% of the US population does have this genetic variant. So it's basically a glitch in this gene, okay, this MTHFR. So about 40% of the US population, 10% of us have unfortunately got a double whammy and got the glitch, this deviation from your mom and your dad, okay? So if you are somebody that got maybe just one mutation from either parent, your methylation cycle, which we're going to go into why it's so important that this be functioning is optimized, to how to optimize this and how to make it function as best it can. But if you do not have this MTHFR mutation, there's a good chance this is going to be functioning properly, 100%, right? There are some other reasons why it might not be, but it's going to be functioning as high as it can based on your genes there, okay? But if one of your parents gave you this genetic variance, this mutation, this little deviance, this cycle it could be only working at about 60 to 70% capacity, okay? And if you unfortunately both parents gave you this genetic deviance, it could be working at only about 30 to 40%, okay? So why is that important? Because the methylation cycle is part of pretty much every cell in our body, relies on this, okay? It's super important for your detox pathways, your neurological function, cellular function, metabolic pathways. All of this has to do with to some sense with this methylation cycle, okay? So some of my studies here have shown that this process is happening in each of our cells 1 billion times a second, okay? So it's pretty important that it works well, right? And it's not clogged up. It's working at its high capacity, because that's going to help optimize your health, okay? So here's what happens. This is basically going to be a brief, my best drawing I can do here. I don't even know, can you guys see that okay? But I like to, you know, I'm a visual learner, and I like to see, feel, touch, hear. I like to do all kinds of things to really, really grasp a concept. And I do love to dig in deep and research a lot of topics. And another great way for me to help me understand it better is to teach it to you guys too. So I do this for you, I do this for me, and I do this to help us all become healthier people, okay? So what happens here is you get this essential amino acid, methionine, okay? So this part of this cycle here releases a methyl group. So essential amino acids come from your proteins, diet, and stuff like that, food you're eating and stuff. So it releases this methyl group. You don't need to know too much about that, right? And basically, you end up with homocysteine. Okay, in this path then here, homocysteine goes into what's called the sulfation pathway, and you end up with glutathione. I know a lot of people are familiar with glutathione. This is our master antioxidant. It's the most important when it comes to detoxing our bodies. And if you haven't noticed, 21st century America especially, this is the most toxic world we've ever lived in. We're exposed to more toxins than we've ever been exposed to in our lives. Okay, our poor children are exposed to more than we ever were as children, more than our grandparents and great-grandparents ever could imagine. Okay, so we want to make sure this is working properly, right? Because we cannot avoid all these toxins they're just there. They're in our air, they're in our water, they're in everything. They're in our food, they're in everything pretty much. So we can't avoid them all, but we can optimize our health still by making sure this process is working properly, right? So this is happening in the liver. This is so important for your detox pathways, okay? So a lot of people I know have a hard time detoxing. That maybe, you know, you're holding on to heavy metals, you're holding on to fat, toxins that's like to, you know, that and heavy metal, all that kind of hang out in the fat, okay? So if you have a hard time losing weight, maybe you have a problem with your liver in the detox pathway. Maybe it's somewhere in this cycle is clogged up, okay? So another thing that in this cycle that's so important is building the neurotransmitters and hormones, like down here. See, I gotta go over here. Serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, okay, right? These are our mood. These are really important for our mood, right? If you have issues with depression, anxiety, focus, ADD, ADHD, your children do maybe, bipolar, these are our feel-good hormones, feel-good. Addiction habit, you know, you're addicted to alcohol, drugs, sugar, any kind of thing like that. You may have something going on with this part, okay? This part of the process is not working properly, okay? Again, hopefully this is making sense. I'm not trying to go too deep, but I want you guys to see this is really important to understand your MTHFR status and why. Why? Because it literally affects every single cell in your body. Okay, so it's super critical to optimize our health, all right? So we got detox, we got neurotransmitters, right? Your brain function, your mood, all that kind of stuff, right? Also, what happens here is you can get a blood test for your homocysteine level. If you have high homocysteine, it could mean that it's not recirculating back into the cycle. So it's not, you don't have a methyl group, which we get our methyl groups. This is 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, okay? Comes from methyl B12, methyl folate, okay? Those donate to here. The methyl adds to the homocysteine, so homocysteine plus a methyl group, and the cycle starts over. It goes back to methionine and then back around again, okay? So this is SAMe. This has to do with your neurotransmitters as well, okay? So there's actually over-the-counter SAMe, but I'm not a fan of taking over-the-counter SAMe because if this process isn't working right, your body's not going to produce it right if you're just supplementing with it, okay? Does that make sense? So you want to supplement somewhere else in this cycle to help this part, and then this part helps naturally happens properly, okay? So where are we at? So high level of homocysteine in your body here, not recirculating back into this cycle here, increased risk of heart disease, increased risk of dementia, cancer, all that related to increased high levels of homocysteine. Okay, something is clogged up in the system. Why? That's what we're trying to find out, right? So, so this MTHFR here adds this. This is the enzyme that adds this methyl group to your homocysteine, and we just start the cycle all over again. Again, I saw up to, I think it's like 1 billion times, but one of those studies I was reading said 1 trillion. So I don't know, that's a lot. It's happening a lot every second in every cell of your body, this cycle, okay? Our bodies are amazing. I hope you learn nothing else from me, but they really are amazing. And if you really dig deep and learn how to let our bodies do what they want, what they're supposed to do, what they want to do. This is natural for our body. This methylation cycle should be happening over and over and over again. It should be happening well. And unfortunately, because of a lot of different things, including having a deviance on this with this MTHFR, the mother effer gene, then you can have a glitch in this system. Okay, which again, it's going to affect your detox, your neurological function, your cellular function, metabolic function, all this stuff. So important. Okay, so. Also, what else does it do? So what should we do, right? Great. Oh gosh, that's depressing news, Jess, because I probably have this glitch, because I know I have lack of focus, I have mood disorders, I have low energy, I have addiction issues, I have heart disease, I have chronic inflammation, I have abnormal immune function, right? Any of that thing that I listed on this. If you have any of those issues, it could be because of this. So yes, if you do have that, what do you do, right? Who wants to know what to do? Because great to have information, but we want to be able to know what's an action that we can do. What are some things that I can do every single day that can help this work better? Because we have a lot of control over this, you guys. So you want to first get tested. You should definitely get tested. You should know your MTHFR status. You should know whether you have this genetic mutation and whether you have 1 or 2 variances, one from one parent or from both parents, because there's a good chance it's not functioning properly then, okay? If you want to know your MTHFR status, my husband and I both had ours done. We actually have a report. MTHFR was one of the genetic mutations that we were looking at, but there's quite a few that have to do with key health issues, okay, in your body, and how your body is working and doing these obviously important things here. This is super important. So the test that we did is they're having a sale right now for $100 off the lab fee. So if you want to know your MTHFR status, you've never had this test done before, and you want a $100 off coupon or code, comment below a number 1, and I'll make sure to send that to you guys. Okay. All right. So that's number 1. Number 2, you should be doing, and this is my answer to everything pretty much, is include more vegetables in your diet. Green leafy vegetables are good for us, okay? They are super important for helping with this process, this methylation here, okay? So definitely do that. Number 3, and again, if you are in my Kitchen Cures group, you probably hear a lot of these things, because so all of these steps are pretty much important for all aspects of our health. So number 3 we should do is sleep better. We should definitely be looking at our sleep and getting better sleep, getting more sleep, okay? And stress and sleep is so important. We are living in such a high stressful society, go, and that is so bad for our overall health and this cycle, okay? This is just a simple thing that just stress can negatively affect this, okay? So how can you handle your stress a little bit better? How can you deal with your stress? How can you eliminate some of the stress in your life, okay? Hopefully as the holiday season's coming to an end here, that'll alleviate some of your stress. Another thing you want to do is gut health. You need to address your gut health. I'm always preaching gut health, gut. 70% of our immune system is in our gut. We want to make sure, that's working properly. So if you've been on a high sugar diet, processed foods, a lot of medications, over the counter, antibiotics, anything, pesticides, like you're not eating a lot of organic food, you get a lot of pesticides, GMOs, all of that is negatively affecting your gut health and your imbalance, okay? It's making an imbalance, which can, again, affect this, all right? So look at addressing that. what's the last one? Last one is if you are on, you eat a pretty good diet, you think you do, or you're eating whole foods, you're eating lots of foods full of vitamins and that, and B vitamins in particular, because B vitamins are super important in this methylation cycle and MTHFR, and how your body uses the B vitamins. Okay, so if you feel like you're eating really well, but you're on certain medications like birth control and antacids, for instance, those can both deplete your B vitamins. Okay, so if you don't have the B vitamins, donating this methyl group because you're on birth control or because you're on antacids for, obviously for other issues, then that could be negatively affecting this. Okay, so again, I'm never, this is not medical advice. You should seek your, talk to your healthcare practitioner about what you can do, but these are some simple ideas that you can definitely talk to them about. And also, if you're eating processed foods that are synthetic, that have been fortified with synthetic folic acid, for instance, that can negatively affect this. Okay, you'll have a toxic buildup of B vitamins. So what used to be B vitamins being water soluble vitamins like vitamin C, we thought like you could take a lot of that and you're just gonna, obviously just your body will use what it needs to use and get rid of what it won't. Well, here's the problem though. What we now know about some B vitamins is you can have toxic levels of B vitamins. Okay, so if you are just like, oh, okay, I should just take more B vitamins. B's for energy. I don't have energy. Take more B, right? Again, if it's the wrong kind of B vitamins, it's too much because all of our bodies are different, right? So if you go to the store and grab off B vitamins, multivitamin, multi-B or something, or B complex, and your body's not isn't working properly or use it at full capacity, you're going to have toxic levels, or you could have toxic levels of certain B vitamins. And for instance, look at how this can play out. Toxic levels of B6, which are important in supporting this process here, can lead to nerve toxicity, numbness, tingling, which obviously are super scary symptoms, right? Who wants numbness, tingling of the fingers, or any type of nerve toxicity symptoms? So naturally, you would probably go to your doctor with those symptoms because that's kind of alarming, right? And your doctor may lead you down the path of looking at, let's say, MS, because those are similar symptoms. Okay, so next thing you know, he's working you up for MS diagnosis. You're on MS just in case. You're on MS drugs that are toxic to your liver, which is negatively affecting this, but you didn't have MS to begin with, but now you're on these drugs and you are being treated as if you do because you really just had a toxic level of B6, right? So this is my goal. My goal is to always take some steps back. Look deeper into what could be really going on. What are some other issues that can be going on? Okay, it's not usually worst case scenario first thing, right? There are always things that we can do first and foremost. Stress, addressing stress and sleep, and eating more healthy vegetables, getting rid of sugar and processed foods, right? Those are all steps that you can do to optimize your health no matter what is going on, right? You agree with that? I know it's not easy, but it's true. Okay, so another thing that happens with too much B6, for instance, you have an oversensitivity to sunlight, which you can have nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and distress, and rashes, and all these kind of things, which again might send you to the doctor, and then next thing you know, you're getting all these tests and interventions done, and maybe medications, and they're putting you on. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that all doctors do this, but I am a nurse, and I do know that I've seen it a time or two, or 3,000 million trillion times, that sometimes you get GI issues, you got nausea, vomiting. Oh, you might even just pop some antacids on your own. Well, here you go. Now the antacids can be negatively impacting your B vitamins, right? So, oh gosh, this is all a cycle, and it's like it can be overwhelming. So again, this is my shameless plug for my Kitchen Cures Facebook group, because I try to simplify these things and try to really help you guys to empower you and to think a little bit differently about your health and things that you can do every day to optimize your health. Okay. Also, as a functional health coach, I kind of look at getting really to the root of the problem. So if there's something that you're really struggling with, and want to talk to me about that, let me know. Make sure to reach out or comment below. Coaching consult, something like that. Coaching consult will be cool, and I'll get back to you about that. So, all right. So here's what I need you guys to do to summarize this very complicated system that's so important for all aspects of our health. Every cell of our bodies is reliant on this working properly and not to be clogged up. So we're trying to find out, why is this clogged? Why is, instead of just adding, this supplement in because your neurotransmitters and hormones aren't working and you read that this is good for that, let's look at, why is this not producing this? Like, why is this, where is the glitch going on? Where is the clogged up system here? Because this should be happening over and over again seamlessly in your body. But if you have the MTHFR gene mutation, it's probably not, okay? If you also are living a poor, unhealthy lifestyle, poor diet, chronic stress, all that good stuff that's not good for us, that can be negatively impacting this cycle and this again, leading to all this, leading to all these health issues that I wrote up here for us. So it's kind of like a balance between epigenetics, so this is how the environment affects our genes, and nutrigenomics, which is a super amazing field that both of these are 21st century, just starting to really get off the ground. A lot of research in there, but that shows how nutrition affects our genes. Okay, so it's kind of like both, balancing both and understanding how they're working together and how to optimize our health. So if you do not know your MTHFR status and would like to find it out and get a $100 coupon on your test, drop a 1 below. If you do know your MTHFR status, like me, I do have it, my husband has it, so it's a good chance that our children probably have it, and unfortunately could get it from both of us and be even more screwed, right? Double whammy. So if you do know your status, but you're not sure what to do next with it, like how do you actually do this? How do I actually make this work a little bit better? Yes, I do have MTHFR. So how do I make this work? What are some things that I could do? Yeah, that sounds great in theory, that I should, cut out the sugar and cut out the processed foods and, sleep better and eliminate the stress, right? All that stuff. And add some methylated vitamins in, methylated B vitamins, but how much? How much does your body need? How much does my body need, right? This can be a little complicated. So if you need a little bit more help with that side of things, drop a 2 below, and I'll make sure to reach out and help you, get you some resources in that could help. And last one, if you are negative MTHFR, woo-woo, high five for you, because that's awesome. But your health is not optimal right now, and you'd like to optimize it or learn how to, drop a 3 below. And again, any of you guys, if you're not in my Kitchen Cures Facebook group, make sure to click the link above and join that group. And I'll make sure to get you whatever resources you need and help you out in any way I can. So hopefully this was helpful. If it is helpful, share this, right? Come on, let's get the word out there. There are things that we can all be doing and surrounding ourselves with more people that need to know this information. And so make sure you share it. Make sure I love that heart button. Heart button's fun too. Let's see, I got a question here. If it's a swab, I got a DNA kit for my autistic daughter, but I'm having trouble getting her to spit in the tube. Okay, so the test that we did is a swab. You take a swab one side and then another swab on your inside of your other cheek. Okay, so then you don't have to spit. It's actually, you swab the inside of your cheek. So I can send you that test, and you can get $100 off for it too. Okay, so hopefully this is helpful, guys. Again, share, love, join the Kitchen Cures group, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Love ya.